Good morning, trading world. Today is March 9th, 2021. It's about 7:45, and this is my pre-market outlook. We're going to start, as always, with the SPY, and today's pretty much an important day. In the past couple of days, I've been saying where we have a bounce coming into effect. We're pretty much in that bounce right now. And today is kind of an important day because we kind of decide whether we continue in that bounce today. I look forward to some consolidation activity that'll kind of, once it plays out, it'll decide whether we continue this bounce or we start to reverse and go back into the volatility zone. So looking at the chart right now, we have an hourly up on the SPY, and one of the levels that's going to be very important is going to be this 387.35 to 387.63. So it's going to be right up here in this area. That 387 area. It's going to have a lot to determine whether we continue up and continue with the bounce or we reverse over. So what we're expecting today is that we pretty much will probably get a pullback down to here. Somewhere in between this 383 and 382 area. And from that point, we'll probably bounce back up and test this 387 area. We may consolidate here back and forth a couple of times, and it may not play out until tomorrow. But by tomorrow, we should know whether we're continuing this bounce or getting back into that volatility zone. So that's the reason today is important on the SPY. So keep an eye out on that 387 level. It is very important. Whether we're able to break through it or not. That's about it. And one of the key things to keep an eye on as we come up into this 387 level, keep your eye on the bonds. If bonds break above 158.06, that may be a clear sign that we get here in reverse. And then if we somehow just start to sell off on the bonds in a steep sell-off, that could be a sign that we're going to reverse at that 387 area as well. But looking for that consolidation to kind of build up to give us the energy of whether we're going to go higher or lower. So that's what we look to see happen on the SPY today. The other thing that I'll be looking out for, there's not many things that I'm looking for today, but let's bring up a chart on the XLF. I'm sorry, the XLE. All right, now here we have the XLE, which is the energy sector. I am actually actively stalking a short in the XLE. It has been on a meteoric rise, and I missed an opportunity up here at the highs. But what I'm looking for today is that we get kind of a bounce and we fill the gap. I'm going to be looking anywhere above this 54.5 area. If we can get to here and start to show weakness, I'll be looking to get in short on the XLE. And this is going to be kind of a longer term short. So I'll be looking to possibly use an option with at least 30 days and probably above a 60 delta. I'm going to have to kind of pay attention, but it's going to be somewhere between 23 and 30 days, depending on the pricing we get once the market opens. But if I can get that and get it, we'll say at least over a 60 delta, and it all depends on how things look. If I can actually see the divergence and how strong that divergence is. Because if it's not diverging, I'll probably leave it alone altogether for today. But if we're diverging pretty strong, I may be able to come down off of the delta to the 60 delta, or if it looks reversal. If it looks like a strong reversal, I don't even mind coming down to a 50 delta. But just making sure we keep some time for this to play out, and I'll be looking to roll that short position once it's profitable, and the roll makes sense to me. So those are basically the two things that I'm looking at. I've already got into my HYG short, and I was looking to add to it, but it hasn't come back enough for me to add to it. The XLF, that short I'm in as well. It did come back enough to kind of add to it. However, I missed that opportunity, not being at the desk, not paying attention, but it did come back. If it comes back again, I may add to it as well. But those are pretty much the only things that I'm looking for right now. I would throw IWM in there as well. But I'll be looking at that during the market to see whether it has bounced enough to try to fade. So that's pretty much it. Again, keep your eye on bonds. They're probably going to be what kind of drags the market around. Just any steep move in the bonds, if they keep going higher or even a steep sell-off, they could pretty much make the market angry with either of those things. So that's it. A pretty short video this morning, because I'm not looking for a whole lot of things to happen. Again, today is kind of that telltale sign whether between today and tomorrow, whether we continue this bounce in the SPY in the overall market. As always, know your risk. I'm wishing you a profitable trading day. Have a great one.